Hey, reach up there and pull those belts tight. One more time, you're watching the original Rebels Racing League.
And welcome everybody to Intensity Broadcasting's live coverage of the original Rebels Racing League Xtreme Xfinity Series. My name is Josh Hall. I'll be with you tonight for full coverage here from Worldwide Technology Raceway here in the Xtreme Xfinity Series. Right now we've got Jason Warren at the top of the speed charts. Eddie Smith, Jonah Covert, Logan Surgeon, and Travis Bieber, the top five in practice right now, but that's just practice. Last week, had some excitement at Pocono. Garrett Kinder coming home with the win over Michael Kosick, Eddie Smith, then Cody McLean and Jonah Covert rounding out the field, or top five, last week at Pocono. But we go from the tricky triangle to a very tricky oval here tonight. We'll take a look at the race info. And you can see this track is not shaped like a typical oval. You'll see turns 1 and 2 are much tighter than turns 3 and 4. That's going to allow for a lot of different racing. It's tough to really set the cars up for this track, as you have two totally different ends of the racetrack, but it also allows for different types of racing. This track almost races like a road course. You can, through turns 3 and 4, shifting is going to be a real high priority to get that good run down through the corner. Let's take a look at our point series standings coming into tonight. Jonah Colbert, currently your points leader over Eddie Smith, then Joe Yakes, Cody McLean, and Garrett Kinder. Now, Kinder will not be here tonight, so he's going to drop down in the points a little bit after tonight. But then you've got Michael Kosick, Patrick Drabbik, Charles Stevens, Charles Feltz, and Brandon Wallace rounding out the top 10, with Brandon and Chuck tied for that 9th position. Let's take a look at cars out on track right now. As I mentioned, very tricky track, and we can actually ride along here with Patrick Drabbik as he comes down the backstretch and into turns 3 and 4, which is a very flat, very, very long corner. Enters low off the corner, comes down the straightaway towards turns 1 and 2, which again, a much tighter kind of feel here as he comes down in there. And you can see there's actually a bit of a, almost like a rumble strip like you'd have at the road courses there. So here right now, he's not shifting as tire wear just isn't at that point yet where you really have to. But as the night wears on, you'll hear these guys starting to shift just a little bit to get around this track. See Eddie Smith, currently your fastest car here in practice. Get his last couple laps in, as practice is now over. We're going to get ready for qualifying. See who can get that Chuck Feltz Pole Award here tonight. Again, thanks for joining us here tonight on Intensity Broadcasting. This is the original Rebels Xfinity Series, Xtreme Xfinity. We do appreciate you coming out here tonight. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe if this is your first broadcast with you. We do appreciate you joining us here tonight, this Friday night. If you've been here this before, you know the drill. Don't forget to leave a comment, whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, or on Twitch. We can see everything you leave, and let us know who you think is going to win here tonight. Again, Garrett Kinder not in the field tonight. We know he's not going to win here tonight, but a lot of names up towards the top of the charts, so we'll probably see near the top of the field all night long. So rocking Andy Kurtz currently. Andy Kurtz, the Outlaw Truck Series champion, making his laps around here at what used to be Gateway International. International, now Worldwide Technology Raceway. And here I'm working that throttle. Oh, gets a little loose off of turn number 2. Spins it down the backstretch, doesn't hit anything. So good job for him not to hit anything, but that's not going to help his qualifying attempt at all. We see the 99 of Brandon Wallace out on track. In that double bubble machine. Trying to get that hooked up. Put a good lap down as he's coming off of turn number 4. Across the stripe. And he's going to be good enough for 11th. Charles Stevens out on track, coming across the line for his final go at it. He's going to qualify currently in 12th. Jason Lotridge on his second lap right now. Currently sitting in 14th. See if he's able to improve on this lap. And Jason Lotridge is going to stay in that 14th position. Eddie Smith out on track right now, starting his first of 2 qualifying attempts. Or first of 2 qualifying laps, excuse me. Eddie usually one of the guys to look out for tonight. Always has a fast car, always starts up at the front and stays up there. For his first lap, it's going to move him up into the 2nd position. I'm sorry, the 7th position. Jason Warren just went 2nd fastest. Oh, Eddie catches the wall. He's not going to be able to improve on his time. We have Ray Page out on track to make his first of 2 laps, coming across the stripe here for his first lap. He's going to move up into the 13th position on his first lap. See if he's able to improve as he almost slides up into the wall. Maybe he's going to pull it down to the bottom and shut it off in the 13th position. And with about 25 seconds to go, looks like that's going to do it for qualifying here at Worldwide Technology Speedway. We'll get ready to take a look at our starting grid. And as always, your starting grid is brought to you by Magic Mike Motorsports, and your peg leg felts pole award winner tonight is the 5 of Andy Kurtz, your Rebels Truck Series champion. To the outside of him, we'll find the 32 of Jason Warren. Row 2, you'll find the 07 of Patrick Drabbik and the 04 of Michael Kosick. Jonah Colbert, he'll be rolling off in 5th with Ryan Pendleton in the 6th spot. Eddie Smith in the 87, he'll be rolling off in 7th with Daniel Cunningham rounding out row number 4. Then Travis Bieber and Cody McLean back in the 5th row. In 11th, you'll find the 12 of William Griffith with Chuck Pegleg Phelps to his outside in 12th. And the 41 of Ray Page and Logan Sturgeon will make up row number 7. Row 8 will be Charles Stevens Jr. and the 99 of Brandon Wallace, followed by the 48 of Jason Lotridge and the 46 of Jake Cunningham. The 68 of Steve McDowell, he'll be rolling off 19th with Jamie Mullins in the 20th position. Then Kai Schappert back in 21st. Greg Barnett back in 22nd. And rounding out the field, the 77 of Mike Uribe and the 27 of Jake Ellingson. Get a little unique look to the track here tonight. Gateway does have a very unique shape to it, as turns 1 and 2 are going to be a little bit tighter than turns 3 and 4. Very flat track, as you can see. Track temperature nice and warm here tonight. It's going to be slick. I'll be looking forward to some a little bit of short track lit racing, but you'll see some drafting on the straightaways as well as the field starts rolling here. Take its first of two, or excuse me, its first pace lap before we go green flag racing. Again, my name's Josh Hall. This is Desi Broadcasting's live coverage of the Xtreme Xfinity Series. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe if you haven't already. And get ready for 125 action-packed laps here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Again, Andy Kurtz will lead them down to the starting zone. Jason Warren is outside. It's going to be a drag race down the front stretch into the tight first corner. We'll have to see who's able to get the good jump on the start here. And if that high lane is going to come into play. Again, we saw a lot of drivers in qualifying push up in the corner on the start on their lap. So we'll see if that comes into a play. Anybody slides up into each other here on the start. Saw a lot of single car practice runs. See as the pace car takes the hard left hand turn on the pit road, Andy Kurtz leads them down to the starting zone. Green flag is in the air. We are racing here at Worldwide Technology Raceway, and Jason Warren got a bit of a jump, beat Andy Kurtz to the line. We'll have to see if he got black flag for jumping the start there, or if he's able to race it out. Is already tight up front, side by side, as Jason Warren moves into the lead around Andy Kurtz as they come down to the longer of the two corners. And Patrick Drabbik hit the apron a little bit, pushes up the track, almost gets into the 04 Michael Cossack as they come across for the first time. Jason Warren will lead your first lap here at Gateway. Already starting to see some side-by-side racing here. Up towards the front, everybody trying to use these fresh tires to their advantage as they come down the backstretch. Oh, almost 3 wide. Saw some tight racing there. Coming off of turn number 2, and as they come into turn 3 and 4 for the second time. See the 23 of Ryan Pendleton working that low line around Jonah Comer. Michael Cossack stuck up on that high side just in front. Got a little loose, almost caught the wall, able to hold on to it. That's going to allow the 23 another opportunity to take advantage of Cossack here as they come through turns 1 and 2. Kevin Guinness says my money's on Alien Eddie tonight. That would be a good guess. Alien Eddie currently sitting in the 4th position. All over the back bumper of Patrick Drabbik. One car way up high. CO6 McClellan. I don't know if he was forced up there or just experimenting. Oh, catches the wall. Almost jumps up on the wall. Travis Beaver looking down to the inside. Almost gets together there, but that 06 with a lot of damage to the left side, or excuse me, the right side of that car. They work their way towards turns 3 and 4. Eddie Smith still all over the back bumper of Patrick Drabbik. Trying to make his way around, also trying to save some tires. This track is notorious for eating up tires. Like I said, it runs a little bit like a short track, even though it is a pretty long track, and the drafting will come into effect down these long straightaways. battle heating up back here between Logan Sturgeon and Peg Leg Phelps. Meanwhile, up front, we got a battle up here. Brad Hamilton looking down to the inside of Michael Kosick. Take away the 5th position. Right in front of them, we see Eddie Smith. Take around Patrick Drabbik to move him up into the 3rd position. Right along with Eddie Smith here. See just how much he's working the wheel, working that throttle off the corner. Doesn't sound like he's shifting just yet. He works his way down into turns 3 and 4. As a driver, it's never a comfortable feeling to have to turn the wheel back to the right, especially coming off the corner in the middle of the corner. As we see Eddie Smith really soft working that wheel. Not a lot of movement in that wheel right now. So right now that car is handling really nice for Eddie as he continues to march forward. Meanwhile, Ryan Pendleton losing that position back from Michael Kosick, trying to get back to the back bumper of the 04. Battle heating up over here as the 06 all over the back bumper of Daniel Cunningham. Got a lot of damage to the right side of that 06. Saw that car up in the air when it hit the wall. Almost getting on his side, but even with the damage, he's able to hold on pretty well. As the 114 of Travis Beaver is right there as well. Trying to get himself into the picture here. This is a battle right now. For 8th, 9th, and 10th as McClellan looks down to the bottom of Cunningham. To take away the 8th position. Pushes up the track though. Here comes a crossover from the 54 of Cunningham. And slide job here, he's going to retake that position. Almost some contact between those two, which gives the 06 the advantage back on the outside. As they work their way down into turns 3 and 4, that inside lane will prevail. It'll just be a drag race off the corner. As it looks like the 06 is actually going to clear the 54 and allowing Travis Beaver now to look to the outside to try to take that position away up on the high side, which is not something you normally say at a track like Gateway. Usually here you see the inside being the preferred line. We got another battle heating up here between Logan Sturgeon and Peg Leg Phelps. Sturgeon now using that high side to try to get around Peg Leg. Come off of turn number 4. Will he pull the crossover here? He's going to try to cross him over. Down the front stretch, just not able to get the position. They work their way through turns 1 and 2, just in front. The battle was heating up between Cunningham and Bieber. Cunningham's able to hold off the 114's charge. Keep Bieber back in the 2nd position. Up front, Eddie Smith now all over the back bumper of Andy Kurtz. So we take a look from the back bumper of the 5 machine. There, Andy just not able to get back to this. Yes, just enough. I apologize for not having the ticker up. further back, we've got a 3-car battle back here as Michael Kosick is caught the 07 of Patrick Drabbik. With Ryan Pendleton in tow. Trying to, there's a battle here for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Andy Kurtz now. Andy Smith was making a look down to the bottom on Kurtz. Here comes Smith with the run off of turn number 4. Is he going to have position as they work their way into turns 1 and 2? Here goes Smith down to the inside. And he's going to take that position easily as Kurtz is going to let him have it. Now they're going to set their sights on the 32 of Jason Warren. So 15 laps in, coming to 16 laps to start lap 16 here. Caution free so far as the field's really starting to spread out just a little bit. For now, as we're waiting for the tires to really start to fall off. And that's where the true racing will begin, as we'll start seeing cars moving all over the place, trying to find some grip. Might see some cars sliding back to front, front to back, as we already see Patrick Drabbik is starting to reel in the 5 of Andy Kurtz. Now up front, Jason Warren has the 87 of Eddie Smith in the tire tracks. Last time by, Eddie was almost a 10th faster than Jason Warren. So Eddie works that little bit higher lane. Trying to get the good run off the corner to get the run down the front stretch, and here he comes. Side by side for the lead as they come across the line. Into turn number 1, Eddie Smith's going to have the advantage. Jason Warren isn't giving up the lead that easily as he's going to fight back on the high side. Eddie Smith gets a little loose. Now Andy Kurtz coming back to the high side, but he's going to easily back out of it. Now Patrick Drabbik looking down to the inside of Kurtz. Oh, pushes up the track just a little bit. Almost gets to the side of Kurtz, but able to gather it up. Now he's going to tuck back in line behind Kurtz here as they work their way into turns 1 and 2, and Smith was not able to make the pass on Jason Warren, so he's going to have to work hard to set that pass back up. While the 5 of Andy Kurtz and Patrick Drabbik continue to battle with Mike Kosick right behind as well. You see these 6 cars under a blanket as Kosick was just trying to look underneath Drabbik there, but not able to make the move. Here comes Eddie Smith with the run down the front stretch, and again down into turns 1 and 2. Can Smith clear Warren this time as they come through the apex of the corner, and Warren again trying to battle back on the outside. Smith was trying to throw a slide job, not able to throw the slider. Here comes Kurtz on the high side as well. He's trying to follow Warren right along. Now they're side by side for 2nd place. Here comes Drabbik though with the power move down to the inside, getting underneath Andy Kurtz, trying to take that 3rd position away. And again, Eddie Smith with the inside lane, the advantage down the front stretch, trying to outbreak Jason Warren into turn 1 yet again. Warren though continues to battle hard on the high side. And again, Eddie Smith just not able to clear. They work down the backstretch side by side. Patrick Drabbik right there as well, ready to pounce if a mistake is made between these 2 drivers. Now Drabbik looking down to the inside, trying to follow Warren along. Sorry, follow Eddie Smith along. Drabbik catches the inside apron just a little bit. Eddie Smith now clears Jason Warren. Sets out the clean air right behind Michael Kosick to the inside of Andy Kurtz, trying to take away that 4th position. Almost gets into the quarter panel of the 07 of Drabbik, but no harm, no foul as this battle is heating up behind the leaders. Here comes the rest of the field. Ryan Pendleton, Jonah Coburn trying to join this battle as well, as Kurtz is now looking down to the inside of Patrick Drabbik. He's going to make the move to the inside as they battle side by side off of turn 4 and down the front stretch. Kurtz gets a little loose there off of turn number 4, has to tuck back in line. Kosick not close enough to try to make the move, so he's going to tuck back in line as well. As Jason Warren continues to run that little bit higher lane, trying to get the run off the corner. Oh, big wiggle out of the 07 of Drabbik. Able to gather it up though. Now he's going to look to the inside of Jason Warren into turn number 3. Warren stuck way up on that high side here. He's going to get freight train. So quite a few cars are going to get by the 32. I don't know if he just missed the corner or if he's overdrove it just a little bit, as we see William Griffith on pit road currently. Warren continuing to slide back right now. Oh, contact! Warren and Kosick. Warren hits the wall. Not a lot of damage, though. I think he just barely scraped the wall, but that's going to allow both Ryan Pendleton, Jonah Colbert, and here comes the 06 of Cody to the inside of Jason Warren. Jason Warren's going to slide all the way back to 8th position. Again, doesn't look like a whole lot of damage to that 32. He might be able to gather it up and try to make a run at it again, but right now, your leader, Eddie Smith, is now starting to pull away. From second place, Patrick Drabbik, as the lead is just extended over 3/4 of a second. And out in fresh air, clean air, he's continuing just to march away. A little further back in the pack, we see Kai Shappett working on the 53 of Jamie Mullins. This is a battle for 14th and 15th. A little further back, Steve McDonald now working on the inside of Brandon Wallace. Wallace running that high lane like Jason Warren was. I think the tires for some of these drivers are starting to go away, and we're really starting to see it. As the 38 of Greg Barnett joins this battle as well. Up front, Andy Kurtz back on the back bumper of Patrick Drabbik as they come off of turn number 2. Kurtz looking down to the inside, just not able to make the move just yet. Kurtz actually losing quite a bit of momentum. As Eddie Smith trying to get around the lap traffic, gets around the 46 of Jake Cunningham. Comes the 07 of Patrick Drabbik. Kurtz gets by as well, so Cunningham stays up on the high side, trying to stay out of the way of our leaders. And Eddie Smith's lead has shrank just a little bit. It's now down under half a second as Patrick Drabbik and Andy Kurtz and Michael Kosick all try to get themselves back up to our leader. Kurtz still right there on the back bumper as he looks down to the inside of Patrick Drabbik coming off of turn number 4. They're going to drag race down the front stretch. Drabbik on that high side, able to carry the brake just a little bit later, keeps in front of Andy Kurtz. Here comes Kosick off the corner, gets a little wiggle, but he's going to look down to the inside of Kurtz. Just not able to make that move stick just yet. He's going to come off turn number 4. When he crosses the line, we'll have 30 laps in the books here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. With Eddie Smith, Patrick Drabbik, Andy Kurtz, Michael Kosick, and Ryan Pelton, your top 5. A little further back, we've got a battle heating up between the 06 and the 31. As McLean looking down to the inside. Just not able to make that move work. Meanwhile, Andy Kurtz still trying to get around Patrick Drabbik. And Michael Kosick still trying to get around Andy Kurtz. Every time one of these drivers gets a good run on the other, they end up getting loose off the corner and having to let the other one pull away. Here comes Kosick now, taking a peek to the inside, now tucks back in line as they come down the backstretch. Down off of turn number 4, Kosick's going to have the advantage going into turn number 1. He is going to clear the Rebels champion. It's set his sights on Patrick Drabbik. Patrick Drabbik getting around the 48. Jason Lotridge to put him a lap down. He's continuing to try to march on towards the 87 of Eddie Smith. So as we get ready to start lap number 35, imagine some of these drivers are going to be thinking about pit road pretty soon. As you can see, these tires are really starting to wear out. We've had a couple of drivers hit pit road. Jason Lotridge currently on pit road. Jake Cunningham has hit pit road already as well. Jason Warren. So a couple drivers already having to hit pit road. As we get ready to complete lap number 35. And Eddie Smith starting to pull away again from the 07 of Patrick Drabbik. That lead is now just about a second. The 06 takes a look down to the inside of Ryan Pendleton. Take away the 5th position. And with as hard as that 6 car hit the wall, I'm surprised he's able to hold on and continue to march forward. Because there was heavy, heavy damage to the right side of that machine. But it doesn't look like it's slowing him down too much. Greg Barnett just hit pit road. Which has me assuming that your leaders aren't too far away from pitting as well. Patrick Drabbik currently sitting in second, but has Michael Kosick, who's been slowly gaining on him lap after lap. Although this time Kosick gets really loose off of turn number 4. That allows Drabbik to get that advantage again going into turns 1 and 2. Further back, you got a battle back here between Jamie Mullins and Peg Leg Felt, as Mullins taking a look down to the inside of Peg Leg. Oh, almost some contact between those two drivers. They able to keep it rolling forward, no harm, no foul. Move Mullins up into the 12th position as he's going to come to pit road this time as well. Now, pit road, you do have to take this access road on the backstretch, which makes it even harder and longer to get on the pit road. So Jay Mullins on pit road. Which tells me that our leaders are not too far away. There is a marking on the backstretch that kind of gives you an idea of where to enter pit road, which you're doing 160, 170 miles an hour down that backstretch. It's kind of hard to pick that sign up. And it's really easy to miss the entrance of pit road because of it. Does continue to stay out for the time being as Michael Kosick right there trying to sneak on by. We do see right behind, I believe that is the 38 machine of Greg Barnett. He is currently on fresh tires, trying to stay out of the leader's way, but trying to keep his speed and trying to get back on the lead lap if he can. Guy Shapper also on the pit road now, just hit pit lane. As Eddie Smith really thick into the lap traffic now. He's got Ray Page in the 41 and the 99 of Brandon Wallace to take care of next, as Page is going to pull down to the inside. Right. Eddie Smith right on by. Brandon Wallace also staying out of the way. Oh, Ray Page hard into the wall. Able to hold on to it though. Doesn't bring out a caution as a couple other cars hit pit road. Peg Leg Felt's on pit road now as well. Just heard one car up in the wall. I think that was Brandon Wallace. Just caught the wall a little bit as well. We'll take a look at his machine as he comes by. See if there's any damage to the right side of that car. See him run way up the track here. Yeah, a little bit of damage to the right side of that 99 machine. Smith has the 38 of Barnett going by him to get his lap back the old-fashioned way. So as we start lap number 45. So curious to see when our leaders are going to come down pit road. We'll turn on the pit road bar, so when cars go down on pit road, we'll see who comes down. Drabbik and Michael Kosick, though, continue to put down some good laps. Last time by, Eddie Smith ran a 36.9, Drabbik ran a 36.8, Kosick ran a 36.7, and Quillen back in the 4th position, currently 2 seconds back from Kosick, just ran a 36.7 as well. So those 4 cars, the only cars in the 36 bracket that have not hit yet. That time by Eddie Smith, the fastest of the top 4 with a 36.1. Drabbik ran a 37 flat. Kosick a 36.9. And the 06 ran a 37 flat. So the drivers pretty much matching each other's pace right now, as the pace has really slowed down. Lap car of 68 of Steve McDonald has not hit yet. Right now, Eddie Smith continues to set the pace as they work their way off of turn number 4. Battle continues to heat up here for the lead as Drabbik continues to chase down Eddie Smith. And the leaders continue to stay out. A little further back, we got a battle heating up between Jonah Colbert and the 23 of Ryan Pendleton, and the 54 Daniel Cunningham right in this mix as well. With a lot of damage to the back bumper of that car. Almost looks like someone tried using him as a brake to get into the corner. He's continuing to move forward. So he's going to look down to the inside of Ryan Pendleton. Try to take over the 6th position. They're side by side off of turn number 2. And oh, contact! Colbert down into the grass. Able to save it though. Great save for the driver of the 31. Fall back into the 9th position. This is positions both Daniel Cunningham and Travis Beaver. He's going to have to try again to get back those positions as we got a battle for the lead now, as Eddie Smith has been caught by Patrick Drabbik. Now that 07 right there on the back bumper. Right along here with Patrick Drabbik, we can hear just how slow these cars are actually going right now. Just how hard they're fighting to get back to the throttle. And you can see just how much these drivers are having to put input into the wheel, whether it's to the left or to the right. Front stretch they go. Drabbik just not able to get back to that back bumper right now, as Eddie Smith washes up the track. Drabbik's going to look down to the inside as they come off the corner, side by side for the lead. The drag race into turn number 3, and Patrick Drabbik gets the position for the moment. Is he going to be able to hold on to it coming off of turn number 4? And we have a pass for the lead. As Eddie Smith is going to give up that position, but he's going to cross over and try to take it back into turn number 1. Drabbik with that high lane, just able to turn track it in a little bit. Trying to stay in front of the 87. Eddie Smith gets real loose off the corner. That's going to allow Michael Kosick to get to the outside of the 87. But Eddie Smith able to park it back down on the bottom to keep the 04 at bay for now. Off of turn number 4, but give the lead to the 07 of Patrick Drabbik as he makes his way into turns 1 and 2, and really letting that rear end hang out right now as he's got the clean air. Trying to put some laps down before he goes in and pits. Again, a majority of the drivers still left the pit. A couple of drivers trying to make this a 3-stop race. Majority of the field trying to make this a 2-stop race. Or excuse me, a majority of drivers trying to make it a 2-stop race. Looks like these guys are trying to stretch it to a 1-stop race. Halfway would be 63, so if they're able to make it to 63 on fuel, that means they'd be able to make it to the end. Right now, Patrick Drabbik out in fresh air. That clean air is really working his advantage as he's able to gap Michael Kosick by just over a second. And Smith now back into the 3rd position. Cunningham up into the 6th position, currently up 2 spots from where he started. Looks like he got a little loose there off the corner, and able to gather it up and keep rolling. As the field is really spread out now across the track. Again, 63 seems to be the magic number for these guys. Try to come down or stretch the field to see if they can make it to the end on just 1 stop. As your leader is just one set of corners away from the next driver to put a lap down. That is the 46 of Jake Cunningham, who's already a lap down. We're getting ready pretty soon to see some green flag pit stops, and we'll see who can get on and off a pit road first, or I should say the fastest. Whose strategy is going to pay off here towards the end of this race. Right now, Eddie Smith continues to fall backwards as the 06 of McClellan right there on the back bumper. Now Eddie Smith pulls over to the high side to let the 06 right on by. As Drabbik comes off of turn number 4. To start lap number 63. I imagine this is the lap we'll see a lot of drivers starting to come down on the pit road. Here they come. Patrick Drabbik down on the pit road. Michael Kosick in tow. McClellan and Eddie Smith all on pit road, coming down the pit road as well. Entire field comes down, and we got the caution. Caution is out as the 23 of Ryan Pendleton has crashed, and that's gonna kill some of these drivers in the back who have already stopped. We saw a couple drivers come in and take off. But that's going to bring up our first Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind tonight. Let's see what happened to the 23 of Ryan Pendleton. And by the speed of that car, it looks like he might be out of fuel. Tries to pull down to stay out of the way, but coming to a stop on track will bring out the caution. We'll rewind just a little bit and see if it's just a little case of running out of fuel or what happened here. So we'll ride along with this driver. Oh yeah, you can hear that thing sputtering. That car is completely out of fuel. That's what's going to bring out your caution here tonight. As Daniel Cunningham comes down on the pit road now. Watch for pit stops here to see where Jason Warren comes off here. Again, the biggest losers for this will be drivers like Eddie Smith. Actually, they were able to get on and off of pit road. I take that back. So we do have everybody on and off pit road. But we got an issue up front here. See Jason Lotridge was just turned sideways into the wall. Let's see if we can see what happened under caution here. Oh, everybody's checking up for the oh, Patrick Drabbik caught up in that, our leader coming in. Hard impact. So Drabbik having to come down on the pit road to get some damage fixed. You see a lot of damage to that 07. Tough break for Drabbik. He was having such a great run. Able to run down Eddie Smith. Now he's going to see himself towards the back. But Daniel Cunningham is going to take over the lead here. With the 06 of Cody McLean, who took his reset, has a fresh car now. scary how fast he's going to be, because we saw how fast he was with the damage. Now that that car's cleaned up, we'll see how much faster he is. So we'll run down your field real quick. Daniel Cunningham, your leader. McClellan will be second. Jason Warren will be restarting in third, with Eddie Smith back in fourth. Andy Kurtz in the fifth position. Michael Kosick in sixth. Patrick Drabbik falling back to seventh. Eighth will be Kai Chapin, having a great strategy run to get himself back up into the field here. Jonah Colbert in ninth, and then Pegleg Phelps will round out your top 10. As the lights on the pace car are off, Daniel Cunningham will choose the inside lane, with the 06 to the outside. Then Jason Ward and Eddie Smith again in row number 2. As we get ready for the restart, pace car are going to take that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Daniel Cunningham will lead them back down to the restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. We are back racing here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. And a great jump for Cunningham. He's going to easily get ahead of the 06. Jason Warren all over the back bumper of Cody here as they come off the turn number 2. Not the greatest of jumps though for Eddie Smith. Back in fourth place, the 46. Just getting around, that's a lap car. Eddie's working back to the inside now, but currently almost 2 seconds back behind the leader right now, so some work to do to get back up towards the front. Oh, one around. We got one around on the stretch here. That was our in turns 1 and 2. That was Greg Bennett around. Sorry, Greg Barnett around in turns 1 and 2. Looks like Jake Cunningham also involved in this one. That's going to bring up our second Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind as we can take a look to see what happened to bring this caution out. You see the 38 running by himself behind Steve McDonald. Oh, McDonald really slow on the front stretch. Kind of got the 38 out of shape going into the corner. You see the 46 of Jake Cunningham. Again, a lap down car. Oh, contact between the 46 and the 38. Hard contact with the wall. Yeah, it looks like everybody's able to get through. So no damage to any other cars, just those two involved in the incident. What that's going to do for these drivers is give them a couple more laps under yellow. They're going to burn less fuel under yellow than they would under green. So if we were to have a green-white checker finish here, these guys should be able to make it without issues. Don't forget to join us almost every night for live racing now here on Intensity Broadcasting. Do you have a couple leagues taking some time off? The Saturday night Send-It Cup Series will be off till the new year, along with the Outlaw Truck Series and the Rebel Truck Series. However, tomorrow night, tune in here at 8:30 Eastern Time, as we have a little bit of a grudge match. We have the Versus race, the best of the original Rebel Series versus the best of the SCSRA. We'll be doing 133 laps from Nashville Super Speedway in the trucks. That's going to be an exciting one to watch. We know these two leagues are really showing a lot of patience and a lot of respect and give and take between each other. In the SCSRA, in the last 4 races, I believe they've had 2 cautions. One of those being at Talladega, and the other one being at a road course as a competition to get everybody back together. Last Wednesday, they ran Texas Motor Speedway caution-free. So as we know, the original Rebels, they can run a lot of caution-free laps as well, as we just saw here in the Xfinity Series. So tune in tomorrow night for that. Sunday night, again, original Rebels trucks doubleheader will be off till the beginning of the new year. We have some new series starting up pretty soon. We'll have the Extreme Forces ARCA series starting up. As well as Tuesday nights with the SCSRA Truck Series. Wednesday, we're still in the heat of the battle for the SCSRA Xfinity Series, along with the Mayhem Modifieds. Thursday, Thunderstruck. And always on Friday, you've got your Extreme Xfinity Series. As the lights are off on the pace car, we're getting ready to go back green flag racing. Daniel Cunningham again is going to lead them down to the restart zone with the 06 of Cody McClellan on the outside. Jason Warren, Michael Kosick, Eddie Smith falling back to 5th place on the restart. Car pulls off. Cunningham leads him back down to the restart zone. We're pinching down on the bottom here as the green flag is back out. Another great jump for Cunningham as we're starting to see the sun starting to set. The shadows getting longer here on the front stretch. That's going to make this track cool off a little bit as Eddie Smith makes an aggressive move. Oh, turns Jason Warren. Caution is out. It's going to bring up another Kinder Farm and Ranch wreckage rewind. I believe that started with some contact between the 87 and the 32. Well, let's double check and take a look at exactly what happened. See Eddie Smith down on the bottom on that rumple strip, the 32 of Jason Warren to the outside. And just 2 cars occupying the same piece of real estate on the track. Jason Warren gets turned around in front of the field. Andy Kurtz able to sneak on through. Jonah Cober gets a little bit of damage there. See Peg Leg Felt going down through the grass to avoid it. Ray Page going through John Deere Country as well. And that's going to be just those 2 cars really involved in it. But that's going to move Eddie Smith all the way back into the 12th position. So his bad luck continues here as we try to get everything squared away and sorted back out. I was saying, you see that orange hue in the back as the sun is starting to set. That's going to cause this track to get a little bit cooler. have a little more grip and give the drivers a little more confidence. Looks like we'll be finishing this race in the dark. As they come across the line this time, I believe the lights on the pace car will be shutting off. Nope, I take that back. We're going to go one more lap before the lights shut off, allowing our lucky dog to get in and pit. This also allows some of the drivers to get back on the same strategies as our leaders. Some of the drivers who pit on lap 40 can come in and get back caught up and be on that same cycle as our leaders. Brian Nudie says Rebels versus SCSRA going to be lit tomorrow night. Nudie, I agree. I wish I would have been able to be in the booth for that. Unfortunately, I am working tomorrow night. You're going to have Atman in the booth tomorrow night, which will be a great call as always from the young man. You're not going to want to miss that race, though. It's going to be a great race. I think we'll see some of the best racing that we've seen all year in that race. A lot of drivers never raced with each other, but all kind of have the same mindset of being clean drivers, with the exception of Cody Moore. My only question is, who's going to be setting the pace in that race? Is it going to be a Rebels driver? Is it going to be an SCSRA driver? It'll be fun to watch some of these drivers who have similar styles that normally don't race against each other. We all know that Garrett Kinder and Brian Nudie will definitely be drinking Bullet whiskey before the race starts. So it'll be great to see the different personalities on track tomorrow night from Nashville Super Speedway in the Truck Series. So as we re-rack them, restack them, and get ready to refire them here at Worldwide Technology Speedway, again, Daniel Cunningham again is going to lead them down to the restart zone. We saw some game speed played on the last restart. A couple drivers pinching each other down on the start here. We'll see what goes on this restart. As that outside lane again pinches down the inside lane. Green flags in the air. A big checkup towards the back of the field. Here comes Michael Kosick down to the inside of Andy Kurtz to try to take away that third position. Kurtz has the advantage on that high side, gets the pole, and now Kosick's going to lose that position to Jonah Comer as well, so move Kurtz back into Kosick back into the fifth position. Here comes Kurtz, for real this time. Kurtz looking down to the inside of the 06, not able to peek the nose down just yet. As Cody Collin now tries to take advantage of Daniel Cunningham coming through turns 1 and 2. A little further back, we've got a battle back here as Michael Kosick continues to lose positions. The 88 of Charles Stevens Jr. trying to take advantage of the outside. Patrick Drabbik coming back into the picture as well after getting caught up in an incident under yellow. Currently back in the 7th position and working himself forward. And Eddie Smith still back in the 12th position, trying to get himself back towards the front as well. Up front, Eddie Kurtz battling side by side with Jonah Covert as they work their way into turns 3 and 4. inside. Here comes Charles Stevens Jr. as well, trying to join this party. Almost thought about making it 3 wide for a second. Everybody gets tucked back in line as they come down the front stretch. Kurtz continues to work on the back bumper of the 31. Patrick Drabbik now back down, looking to the inside of Charles Stevens Jr. Just not able to make that move just yet. And just behind him, we see Travis Beamer in the 114. Down on the bottom, pushes up the track just a little bit. Battle with Michael Kosick. That is for 7th and 8th. Drabbik now around Michael Kosick. Continue to move himself forward. After having the bad luck getting caught up in an incident under yellow, looks down to the inside of Charles Stevens Jr. And he's going to easily be able to take the 5th position away. Up front, McClellan, Colbert, and Daniel Cunningham all battling for the lead. We've got 3 cars under a blanket as they work their way into turns number 1 and 2. Cunningham with the large advantage right now, having that clean air. He'll kind of pick and choose which line he wants to run. As Colbert, locks him up a little bit, almost gets into the back bumper of the 06. That's going to allow Andy Kurtz to look to the inside. Nope, not quite there just yet. I thought he was going to be there enough to get that advantage. We see a battle between Michael Kosick and Charles Stevens Jr. heating up back here. They're side by side off of turn number 2. Kosick, though, not able to pull off that move. He's going to tuck back in line. I've been sitting here talking, not even realized I was muted. I apologize. So that incident involving Jason Warren and the 23 of Pendleton. Now Brandon Wallace is going to come down on the pit road. So Daniel Cunningham is going to reassume the lead. As the field gets all stacked up here on the front stretch. A couple drivers staying out on off of pit road, trying to take the wave around. We see the 26 of Logan Sturgeon, the 41 of Ray Page, and the 23 of Ryan Cunningham. I'm sorry, Ryan Pendleton. So we go back, green flag racing. The 54 of Daniel Cunningham will be your control car yet again. The 06 of Cody McClellan in second. Jonah Colbert moves up into the third spot. Andy Kurtz in fourth. Patrick Drabbik back in fifth. Michael Kosing up into the sixth position. Charles Stevens Jr. in seventh. Pegleg Feltz up into the eighth position. Travis Bieber in ninth. And Eddie Smith makes up two positions, gets back into the top 10. As they come across the line this time, wave by cars will get that wave by around the pace car. Lights are off, and Cunningham's going to take the outside on this restart. Putting Patrick Drabbik down on the inside. As I mentioned, as the sun went down, the sky got darker, the lights come on, and the intensity ramps up as the track temperature has come down quite a bit from where we started. It's going to give these guys a little bit more confidence on these fresh tires as the pace car pulls off on the pit road. Daniel Cunningham leads them back down to the restart zone. Green flags back in the air. And a great jump from the 54 of Cunningham, but Patrick Drabbik down on the inside now. Ooh, almost overdrives the corner, almost gets into the back of the 06. That checks up both Jonah Colbert and Michael Kosik. They had to make evasive moves to avoid running into the back of the 07. And now Colbert right all over the back bumper of Patrick Drabbik yet again. Here comes Andy Kurtz into the picture as well. Kurtz trying to look down to the inside of Jonah Colbert, just not able to make that move just yet. As they come off the corner, Michael Kosik gets a good run off the corner, but not quite enough to get up to the back bumper of Andy Kurtz. Eddie Smith now to the inside of Travis Bieber. Take away the 10th position. And with just over 30 laps to go, Eddie Smith has his work cut out for him as he tries to get himself back up towards the front. Charles Stevens Jr. gets loose off the corner, up to the high side. Guy Shepard makes a big move to the bottom. Here comes Eddie Smith on the high side, trying to take over the 8th position. He's going to clear Charles Stevens this time. Smith up into 8th as he tries to run down the 75 of Peg Leg Phelps. Up front, the 54 and the 06 continue to battle at it for the lead. Just behind him, Michael Kosick still all over the back bumper of Andy Kurtz. And Andy Kurtz, our outlaw champion, having a good run here tonight, but trying to get himself up into the top 3 to get a good podium here. Again, Jonah Colbert almost runs into the back bumper of Patrick Drabbik. So Drabbik struggling a little bit here in the late runnings. Saw how fast he was earlier in the race. Now it seems like the transition to nighttime has really upset the way that car was handling. Jonah Colbert was real loose off the turn number 4, almost got sideways. He continues to march forward. Eddie Smith has now cleared the 75 of Peg Leg Phelps up into the 7th position. Eddie currently the fastest car on track, the only car that's running in the 34-second bracket. As he continues to run down Michael Kosick. Kosick not able to get around Andy Kurtz. Starting to frustrate him a little bit, but he's got that 87 now coming into the picture. So that's going to ramp up the intensity here. Up front, it's the same as Daniel Cunningham has a .15 advantage over the 06. Who's gotten back into the wall again. We see that damage on the right side. We know he had that damage earlier, got it fixed up, and now he's back damaged again. And we saw how fast he was with that damage earlier, so I don't think it's going to slow him down again this time, as he's still all over the back bumper of the 54. Has getting into the corner, and it's a good run off the corner. Takes a look down to the inside. Is he going to have enough to get it done here as they work their ways off of turn number 4 down the front stretch? Not quite going to clear, as Cunningham was able to work the high side off of turn number 4 and keep the lead. While those two were battling, Drabbik has come back into the picture. He's starting to gain on the lead too. And Eddie Smith now has Michael Kosick right in front of him, who's battling side by side with Andy Kurtz. Kurtz has the advantage off of turn 4 down the front stretch. And we see it coming off of turn 4 now in the dark. That high side is really starting to gain the advantage. As Eddie Smith runs the high side this time, gets a great run on the 04 of Kosick and move Eddie Smith up into the 6th position. Now can Smith do anything with Kurtz here? Meanwhile, Kurtz almost runs into the back of Jonah Colbert again. Eddie Smith is right there as well. Taking a look down to the inside of the Outlaw champion as they work their way through turns 1 and 2. And Eddie Smith now move him into the 5th position. So Eddie Smith with a chip on his shoulder after having such bad luck earlier in the race, but Kurtz back around on the high side. These two continue to battle down the front stretch. Dale Cunningham's lead now, just about a half a second over Cody McClellan, as we have 22 laps to go here at Worldwide Technology Speedway. And Eddie Smith now getting around the 5 of Kurtz. So Eddie Smith now up into the 5th position. He's going to work on his teammate, Jonah Gobert, as they work down the front stretch. Smith is up into the 4th position. So Kevin Kinder said that his money was on Eddie Smith tonight. And with the bad luck that Smith had, pretty much counted him out. I pretty much counted him out for the most part in this race, but Eddie Smith's showing right now what he's got. As he tries to work his way back up towards the front. By Eddie Smith running a 35.8. Patrick Drabbik ran a 35.9. Your leaders both ran 36.1s. So right now Eddie Smith is the fastest car on the track by far. He's continuing to try to run down these front 3. Patrick Drabbik, though, no slouch himself. He's right there running in that 35 bracket as well. Only 2 cars on track running 35s. As he's slowly catching the 06. Trying to make his way up back up to the front as well. Now the question is there going to be enough time for either Patrick Drabbik or Eddie Smith to get back up to the lead? Cunningham and McClellan now, Cunningham and McClellan continue to battle as the 06 is right back to the back bumper of the 54. Gets a little loose off of turn number 2, gives all that time that he just gained back up. Also lets him fall back a little bit towards Patrick Drabbik, is now right there, 0.3 seconds back. And coming in a hurry. Also coming in a hurry is the 87 of Eddie Smith. Continuing to put blistering fast laps down. Smith now, almost runs into the side of the 46, just way off the pace. As we got a battle shaping back up for the lead. As Cody is all over the back bumper of Daniel Cunningham yet again. This time he's able to keep pace with him down the backstretch. He looks down into turn number 3. Is he going to take a look down to the inside? Not quite going to be there enough. As Daniel Cunningham outbroke him into the corner. Here comes Patrick Drabbik looking down to the inside. Not able to sneak the nose down underneath yet. We've got 15 laps to go here. Now Patrick Drabbik and Eddie Smith are officially in the battle here for the lead. These 4 cars all trying to decide who's going to win it here in the Xtreme Xfinity series. That time by, all 4 leaders running almost identical lap times. So no real advantage for anybody. As the 06 gets that good run off of turn number 2 again. But Cunningham getting such a good run into turns 3 and 4. And that's what we've been seeing the last few laps. One driver good on one end of the track, the other driver real good on the other side. And neither driver really able to take advantage of anything as the laps wind down. Close racing a little further back in the track as well. Jason Warren, Charles Stevens were just side by side a moment ago, able to get that sorted out for 10th and 11th. Drabbik now. Eddie Smith is right there trying to find his way around, looks up to the high side, not able to do anything with him. Drabbik through the defensive line on the bottom. Eddie's starting to roll that high side just a little bit better than Drabbik here, and that's where he's getting the advantage. But Drabbik taking away that exit off the corner. It's allowing Eddie Smith not to get back to the back bumper. Oh, the 06 really loose off of turn number 2. Allows Cunningham to stretch his legs a little bit more. Across the line this time, we'll have just 10 laps to go. See the lap car Ray Page right in front of our leaders here. Page is going to stay up to the high side. Cunningham's going to easily clear him down into turns 1 and 2. He's going to stay out of the way enough to not mess with the battle between Patrick Drabbik and Eddie Smith. Now the 07's turned on the afterburners. He's right there to the back bumper of the 06. He knows it's go time. If he's got to do anything, he's got to do it now. As the laps continue to wind down, 9 laps to go. Drabbik now looking down to the inside. Not quite able to get the run off the corner, but again, the 06 wiggling quite a bit off the corner. We've seen that all night. Just how loose these cars are getting off of turn number 2. Drabbik dives it hard into turn number 3. Not quite able to get down underneath. Now he's there. But the 06 gets the good run off the high side. And Drabbik's going to have to rethink his strategy. We have just 8 laps to go. He wants to get around the 06, but doesn't want to give up position to the 87 of Eddie Smith. As again, Drabbik pushes hard down into turns 3 and 4. The power down, and he's right there on the back bumper as he's almost pushing the 06 down the front stretch. Takes a peek down into turn number 1, but not quite able to get the look. Now he's there. They're side by side through turns 1 and 2 and move Patrick Drabbik up into the second position, but he gets real loose. Now the 06 tries to fight back on the outside, but here comes Eddie Smith now to the inside of Cody McClellan, and he's going to take over the third position. So move those two up a spot as the 06 falls back into the fourth position. Now it's Patrick Drabbik have anything for Cunningham as the lead is just over half a second with 6 laps to go? What can he do in a short amount of time? Can he catch him? It's one thing to catch him. It's another thing to get around him, as we know. Coming down to the line, will we see a little bit of a chrome horn here from Patrick Drabbik? You know Eddie Smith doesn't like to use that front bumper. See what happens here as they come across the line. Daniel Cunningham takes 5 laps to go. Now Cunningham starting to push up the track just a little bit. His lead starting to extend over the 07. See the real-time interval between Cunningham and Drabbik. Now it's just under half a second. While Drabbik still has a mirror full of the 87 of Eddie Smith. Come across the line, just 3 laps to go. And that lead is down to 0.3. Oh, real loose for the 07 of Drabbik off of turn number 2. That's going to allow Cunningham to pull away just a little bit, but as they come back through turns 3 and 4, Drabbik's found something in the corner here. He's able to pull right up. He's cut that lead down to under 0.3 seconds. Down to just quarter of a second with 2 laps to go. Popsicle sticks in the air. Does he have enough time to get to the 54 as they come down the backstretch? A lap and a half left here at Gateway. Make their way into turns 3 and 4. Cunningham again running that little higher lane. That allows Drabbik to catch right back up. White flag is in the air. One more lap here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. And Daniel Cunningham put together one more good lap to keep Patrick Drabbik behind him. They come through turns 1 and 2 for the final time and down the backstretch. Drabbik doing everything he can, but I don't think it's going to be enough as Cunningham works his way into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Drabbik's going to make one more last-ditch effort, but it's not going to be enough as they come off of turn number 4. Daniel Cunningham will be your winner here at Gateway. Patrick Drabbik will come in second. Eddie Smith rebounds for a great third-place finish. Then Cody McClone and Andy Kurtz round out the top 5. But the man of the night tonight is the 54 of Daniel Cunningham with a great win, a little celebration between him and Eddie Smith as the fireworks go off on the backstretch. We will take a look at the results. The fireworks in the background. Daniel Cunningham is your winner as he celebrates on the front stretch. And here comes the typical Original Rebels Demolition Derby after the celebration, knocking Cunningham right over the pit wall. We'll take a look again at the results. Daniel Cunningham comes home your winner. Patrick Drabbik comes home second. Eddie Smith in third. Fourth place, Cody McClellan and Andy Kurtz round out the top 5. Sixth, Michael Kosick. Jonah Colbert comes back to 7th. Travis Bieber 8th. Charles Davis Jr. 9th. And Chuck Pegleg Feltz rounds out your top 10. Then Kai Schappert in 11th. Brandon Wallace comes home 12th. Jason Warren, Jamie Mullins, and Steve McDonald round out your top 15. 16th, Logan Sturgeon. 17th, Ryan Pendleton. 18th, William Griffith. 19th, Ray Page. Jake Cunningham rounds out your top 20. Then Greg Barnett, Jason Lotridge, Mike Uribe, and Jake Ellingson round out the rest of the field. As we get ready for our post-race interviews, brought to you by Shappy Edits, and we'll bring in our third place finisher. Eddie Smith. Eddie, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Hey, sorry, drinking water.
Oh, don't do that. You'd be drinking beer. He came home in third. No, congratulations on the third place finish. It was a hard-fought battle there. Looked like you got in some trouble there. Getting in the side, I believe it was Jason Warren, falling back to the back, but able to drive back up through the field. First things first, though, the strategy looked like it was going to play out, and as you were on pit road, the yellow came out. So that must have really deflated your thoughts on what was going to happen when that came out, but able to drive back up the third. What was the key tonight?
Well, first off, I gotta apologize to Jason Warren. I just flat out wrecked him. I just could not get that the car to hook up. I shifted down since it was a restart. We hadn't really got up to speed, trying to get that bottom side off of 1 or 2 work, but it just didn't. And so I apologize to him, man. Wrecking anybody, but especially him, man. He's always raced me clean, and so to kind of just clean him out, man, I apologize. But anyway, we kind of got screwed up there with that caution, and then after I had an EOL after wrecking Jason, so I don't know. There's a lot that happened. I can't believe I come back to finish third. It was a great drive coming up through the field. I was cheering on Daniel, my teammate, so congratulations to him. Hell of a drive by him. Great job by JC Motorsports taking home first and third. So it was fun racing the Goat Locker boys there at the end, trying to run them guys down. And so, I mean, it kind of started off great, and in the middle was real bad, and then at the end it was good again. So
now you think if you had a little more time, you might have had something for Patrick and Daniel there at the end?
Man, I don't think so. It was really, really hard to pass, and those guys weren't really making any mistakes. You needed somebody to make a mistake to really get around them, and they weren't. So I think track position was king here. So whoever got the track position was going to win, and I don't think I had anything for them.
Well, great run tonight, coming home in third after getting caught up in a mess in the middle of the race. And anybody you want to thank or any shots you got to give before you let you go here tonight?
Yeah, I think JC Motorsports, the guys. You want to congratulate Daniel Cunningham again, man. What a great drive, and just thank you for broadcast. Thank all the Rebels guys for putting this on.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations, and I'm sure as the season goes on, we'll talk to you again soon.
See ya.
There's your third place finisher, Eddie Smith. Let's bring in your second place finisher, Patrick Drabbik. Patrick, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
I got you, brother. How you doing?
Man, you and Eddie were kind of on the same pace tonight. Right up front, running up front all the first half of the race. Both getting involved in something in the middle of the race and driving back up to the top. I know that incident that you had under yellow, I'm not really sure what happened there, and it looked like it pretty much ruined your race, but you were able to rebound from that pretty well.
Yeah, it was interesting. The car was definitely a lot better on the long run. You know, I stayed with Eddie there for quite some time, got around him, came around to those green flag pit stops, and I get into my pit box and I see the yellow come out, and I'm like, do I go? Do I stay? And I went, and then I ran out of gas, come back down pit road, get some gas, somehow cycled up there, and that next caution, I still for the life of me have no idea why there were cars parked on the track, but they were. I wish we had another 10 laps there, Josh. The car was so super strong on the long run, and I think I had something for Dan there.
You completely just took my next question away. Is if you had the laps, would you have been able to catch him? And if you were able to catch him with that chrome horn, come into play just a little bit here.
No, I only do that to guys like Eddie because he deserves it. No, I love racing guys clean. There's a bunch of guys in this league that I absolutely love racing with. I do wish I had another 10 to 15 laps. I mean, that's when my car just came to life. I was able to take care of the tires and everything, but it's been a pretty tough season for the 07 over here. So I'm pretty stoked to get a second place, and I'm pretty excited about that, man.
Yeah, your car was hooked up on the long run. I know you were able to drive Eddie Smith down, which doesn't happen very often in this league. So to be able to pass him on that first long run was very impressive. So great job for the Goat Locker boys tonight. Anybody you want to shout out? Any thanks you got to give before we let you go?
Yeah, big shout out to my teammates Cody and Ryan that ran with me tonight. Man, I had a blast. Jamie couldn't make it out, but big shout out to him as he's out doing the things that he's doing. All of this, our sponsors, Jam Printing and Promotions, Gill Insurance Advisors, Veterans 48, which does wonderful things for disabled veterans. So please, if you guys can go to our Facebook page, check us out, subscribe on Twitch. I'm not trying to advertise too much here. And a big shout out to Jonah and everything he's doing with the Xfinity League and all the sponsors that have come on board here too as well. It's an absolute blast, man, and you for doing a kick-ass job up in the booth.
I appreciate that, Patrick. And as the season goes on, I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon. We'll get that 07 back up to the front.
Yes, sir.
Have a great one.
You too, buddy.
That was your second place finisher, Patrick Drabbik. Let's bring in your winner tonight, Daniel Cunningham. Daniel, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
I've got you loud and clear.
Man, great run tonight, coming home with the win. Looks like strategy really paid off in your favor here tonight to get the track position to get the win tonight. Was that your strategy coming in, trying to get the track position to get up front, or did that just kind of luck into your way here tonight?
That's just one of those situations where the cards fall the right way for you. I know everything kind of got jumbled up a little bit there when we had that first caution. I knew it was going to be kind of close when fuel was splitting it as one stop, so I wanted to run it a lap or two longer, and it just kind of worked out that way in my favor. And I think it trapped some guys a lap down, and I had everything kind of a mess there. But yeah, definitely one of those situations where sometimes it's better to be a little bit lucky than good.
Now, I noticed that tire wear was incredible tonight from the beginning of the race to the end of the race. A lot of guys having trouble getting off of turn 2 cleanly. As the lights went on and the sun went down, did the track really start to grip up at all? I noticed the speeds really started to come up, so I'm feeling like the cars started to handle a little bit better.
The biggest thing for me that got better as the track cooled down was just actually my corner entry and then the middle of the turn. Even in practice, it was a little bit loose going into the turn, under braking and everything. But corner exit, especially off of 2, it just got really tight if you got back in the throttle too much, or it would start to do like a push loose thing where, you got so much wheel cranked into and then it just wants to snap around once it catches. But definitely did change a lot throughout the night and definitely did tighten up as the night went along.
Yeah, the one other thing that kind of caught me by surprise was on the last restart, you chose the high side. Did you really think the high side was better on that restart, or were you just trying something different in case we had a green white checker?
Just trying something a little bit different in case I needed it a little bit later on. I know I was getting pretty good jumps on the restart. It's just such a huge area that you can actually restart here between when the pace car pulls off and where the green actually comes out according to iRacing. So you definitely got a big area that you can kind of get a little bit of an advantage as the leader. So just really wanted to kind of have it in my back pocket for later on in case we did get a late race caution or something along those lines and needed to try to move up there.
Well, awesome job tonight, getting the win here tonight. Anybody you want to thank? Any shout out you got to give before I let you go?
Definitely want to thank my teammates Eddie and Jonah. They were coaching me the entire probably last 50, 60 laps there and just keeping me focused, and they've definitely helped me out a lot. This is actually my first, I guess, official league win, if you want to call it, in Rebels, and they definitely taught me a lot since I joined onto the team. And then I got my cousin Jake, the races in the league. He's sitting here next to me, and he was the first one to congratulate me after the race was over. So appreciate that too. But yeah, just a lot of fun out there, and thank you for putting on the broadcast for us.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations, and I'm sure as the season goes on, we'll be talking again soon.
All right, thank you, appreciate it.
Well, there you have it. Daniel Cunningham, your winner tonight. Before we go, let's also mention our Ray Cobb Hard Charger tonight. And tonight's Hard Charger award goes to the 4 of Kai Shappett. Kai Shappett getting 10 spots from where he started to get his Hard Charger award tonight. So congrats to Kai on the Hard Charger tonight. And again, congrats to Daniel Cunningham with the win here tonight. Again, thanks for tuning in here on Intensity Broadcasting. This was the original Rebels Racing League Xtreme Xfinity Series. Don't forget, if you haven't already, don't forget to drop a like, follow, and subscribe here on Intensity Broadcasting, whether you're watching on YouTube, on Facebook, or Twitch. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Intensity Broad 1. Atman's always throwing up some polls or throwing something around, and you'll also know when we go live. We do have a special event tomorrow night. Don't forget to tune in for that. The original Rebels Racing League versus the SCSRA. That will go off. I believe we'll start broadcasting that one at 8:30 Eastern Time. So tune in for that one. That's going to be a great race. 133 laps from Nashville Super Speedway. Again, no trucks on Sunday, but we'll be back on Monday with the Extreme Forces ARCA Series. Again, my name's Josh Hall. Thanks for tuning in tonight. And as always, as our boy Atman Weiss would say, over and out.